we're live. So, welcome back for yet another GreenGrapists podcast. Tonight we're going to be covering a few fascinating topics. A Gamergate movie, the Allison Prime situation, and then a brief bit on TPP and CISA. So with that, I'll go ahead and drop the floor to Vyric. So go ahead and start with whichever you wanted to start with.
Well, real quick, because I'm just going to make it small about the Allison Prime situation, because that's been beaten so much you could just put it in a bottle and slap the Elmer's glue label on it. It was a catfish. It wasn't a trans person. This was a straight-up catfish. And shout out to Kevin Weinberg. He's the one that initially spotted something funny about it, particularly because it was the same photos over and over again. And he found the model and he found the DeviantArt, and from that point, people just got together, started finding chinks in the armor. And if I really want to point to any failings here regarding the GoFundMes, I would say it's the KIA moderation. And if you're going to go by KIA verified it, then you might as well just tuck your head in the sand. People really need to do a better job of verifying information for themselves.
Well, perhaps well, you've already provided this, I guess, as subtle as it needs to be said, some slight motivation to go do so. But yeah, that's a much better thing to do is to back up any information that you're finding for yourself. Demand links to verify any kind of information you get, etc.
Particularly in the case when you have thousands of dollars changing hands.
Yeah, no, I was discussing with Grey Knight before about this. I mean, admittedly, I was pulling a bit of a devil's advocate, but I wanted to flesh out the subject a little further when I was doing so. That the assumption of ignorance over malice in this is, it is a person reeling from the loss of their home and dogs. That said, there was 9,000 reasons, as Gray put it, that he was a little bit upset about the whole situation. So with that said, and that glue bottle emptied, let's go ahead and move forward.
Hey, the CISA is on the floor at the House of Representatives. It's been there since last week. Knowing how fast the House of Representatives moves, you probably have a fair amount of time to contact your state representative if you're a United States citizen. Get to them. If the other senators from your state voted against it, let them know how they stood. Tell them you appreciate how they listened to their constituents. If they want to get on their case because their senators decided to vote for it, be polite about it. Because if you come across like a maniac to a representative, they're just going to ignore you.
That said, don't be afraid to be strong with your wording.
Yeah,
So,
be strong with wording, just don't be outright rude.
Yeah. Okay. So, I suppose with that, we can go ahead and move forward with TPP, which is a similar situation.
Here we go.
Wait, before we get to TPP.
Okay, yeah.
I have a question. Do you guys think that this Allison catfish, knowing what we have kind of basically gathered up to this point, are we as Gamergate going to be able to #opforgive Allison Prime?
I'm sorry, I don't identify as a Gamergate. I choose to be non-binary with that identity.
I prefer to be identifier superfluous. So.
I am a Gamergate sexual. Thank you.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'm Demi Gamergate.
Gamergate?
Well, we know you're a deviant faggot.
As one,
and I'm just crazy. So,
as one of the secret leaders of Gamergate, who influences the direction of the movement known as Gamergate, I think that it is within the best interest that we all just give a big hashtag #OptForgive hug over to Allison Prime because
Oh
this
wait, Sarge,
So,
you
this
can't.
is something rather
can't.
relevant, by the way.
Now,
You can't give her. You can't forgive her. She's gone.
now, hold on.
she's
Hold on.
gone.
I have a
She's
great
gone.
idea.
Twitter is gone.
Let-
No way.
Sarge,
Hold on, Max has something to say.
how about you and all the Gamergators go give Allison Prime a big hug in his house, and I'll light the bitch on fire. Great.
Wait. How can you light the house on fire? Didn't it burn down? Oh man. Wait, are you suggesting it didn't burn down?
No. I would never do such a thing.
Well, be that as it may, as the secret leader of this movement of Gamergate, I think we as Gamergaters can hashtag #OptForgive the spirit of Allison Prime. So let's all as a unified effort come together and give one big hashtag hug.
All right.
It's all yours, Virek. You can
I'm going to go in my drawer right now, pick up a pair of socks, take one sock out, and hug the other one, and then roll them back up and put them in.
Just take the one that you spared and beat it with a fucking mallet.
And I'm going to go carve my face.
Hey, by the way, I just want to say kudos to GG Revolt for being on ball on this one. I mean, you guys.
Even though they failed with your identification about a week ago.
Even though that they failed with almost everything, at least they got this one right.
Hey, at least they weren't KAA mods.
Okay.
Hey, listen. Let's give them credit. They got the ball rolling.
Well,
Even if
what's
it was
funny is
lopsided.
last week people were saying GG Revolt doxed Allison Prime, and now it's been kind of like a switch. So, and I want to say that at least I was willing to stick out for you ass clowns on the last stream that I was on. You know, some people were saying GG Revolt doxed, and I was like, hey. I don't think this is the case. I don't remember exactly what I said, but I tried to kind of disrupt the flow of that whole little kind of thing going on. That it was a dox when it was actually people were trying to find out the truth of the matter. So
Honestly,
my best, and I did that for you, Virek, because I knew you, sir, as the Rorschach of our group. You.
What? You really called me Rorschach? Do you not know the question?
I'm not familiar with the question. Is that a Marvel character?
DC.
DC. Okay.
Do you really want to have a Nerdspurg out?
Well, anyway.
No. The question is does Sarge want to actually take a nap?
I do want to take a nap. I gotta
Shut the fuck up.
I gotta go kill me a lemur here in a second. Okay. Well, before you guys do TPP, because that's definitely gonna put me to sleep, I just want to say, Gamergate the movie with fucking potentially Scarlett Johansson as Zoe Quinn. Holy shit!
Now, I still say Lena Dunham needs to be Randy Harper.
That's probably the most appropriate setting. You got all the elements on there. You got the icky. And you got the
honestly, before we go to TPP, there's one other thing I want to say, and that is to GG Revolt. You guys did good, but I think you need to focus on trying to find out who the real members of WLAE crew. You already know I'm one of them, guys. Find the others. Like Madness over here. Who the fuck are you, Madness? Who are you?
Fuck WLAE.
I'm a mute him.
All right, I'm gonna bow out. Austin in the chat is saying when I'm gonna debate QQ. That's the stream after this one. If QQ will show up to it, so we'll see. Anyway, I'm gonna bow out. I'm gonna kind of like get my thoughts together real quick. So
Go
You
take
better
a nap.
be letting me in there, Sarge. God damn.
Okay. Anyway,
Thanks.
we can go ahead and wrap up the GG movie, and then move on
Oh,
to TPP.
Well, a lot of it is speculation at this point. Like I said, they've bought the rights. They're going to be focused. I don't think they're going to be focusing a lot on
Well,
Gamergate. They're going to be focusing on Crash Override Network and Zoe Slut.
in a nutshell, they're gonna try to do what every SJW plot has tried to do, and that is make Gamergate look like a hate movement, and it's gonna fall on its face and be a laugh. There you go.
I mean, here's
Cheers.
the archive link. I can present this real quick. So
Oh,
here's
baby.
Gamergate movie in works with Amy Pascal producing. Scarlett Johansson Eyed to Star by Jeff Snyder. Fantastic. Okay, so okay, Crash Override. Good grief. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. Gamergate, Zoe Quinn.
Nothing of value.
Oh my god! It's from a memoir, which I had been told before. But how to save the internet from itself? That sounds like Depression Quest: The Reality.
Nah, it sounds like a depressing soapbox that would put you to sleep in 30 seconds.
God. Pascal's company will finance, development, produce with Rachel O'Connor Entertainment 360, which created the package. Yeah, it's a package of something.
Package of shit.
First look deal with Sony. Yes, go ahead and sink that ship a little bit further.
Poor Sony. They're just getting
My
made fun of.
God.
What do you mean, poor Sony? They're bringing it on themselves.
This is
You know
true,
This
but at
right
this
here,
point, they're already down and they're just getting kicked.
this right here, it sums up the whole fucking thing. I'm ready. This. My God.
Yeah. Let's just move on, honestly.
This one just spoke for itself. Because I have to go do something subtle in the background here while we move on to the next thing.
All right, we'll touch on South by Southwest real quick.
Yes, go ahead.
And I'm just going to remind everybody, don't freak out about what you're going to see totally. Archive it. Pay attention to how Google fills up. Because that's how they're going to force the narrative. They're going to filter out the results that are mostly neutral. They're going to try to fill it up with results that are slanted towards the narrative that they want to push. By the same token, it's also going to put pressure on South by Southwest. And also, did you know that you could pull out from a conference that you weren't going to go to or scheduled to speak at?
Really?
Apparently. Anymore.
Sarkeesian was able to do it.
Well, that doesn't surprise me.
I'm just amazed. That kind of power.
Like
again,
when you
you
deny
know,
space-time and reality and you create your own, I imagine that it's very easy to just kind of transport from here to there.
Exactly. And if anybody's wondering, you know, that South by Southwest isn't happening until next year. It's months away. Like I said, don't get all freaked out by everything you're reading. I'm sure plenty of things will change up until then.
Yeah, I think it happens on March 16th or something like that.
Yeah, there's plenty of time. Anybody else want to add anything to that?
No.
Chicken.
Messy chicken.
Chicken tendies.
Yep.
Were you a good boy?
I was a good boy.
All right, I gotta check your points to make sure you got some.
Okay.
I do want to move on to the text of the TPP was released, and if you want to get shivers down your spine about how healthcare is going to change for you, about how you enjoy the media you consume, even the way that food is going to be processed to you, read it. Read it and understand why this is something that needs to be cut down before it gets any further.
Also, be sure to go ahead and go to the New Zealand site and download the complete archive, which is at the bottom of the page right away. That way you have a backup of whatever it is they may either A, modify, or B, decide to just kind of try to hide, silently discard. Silent modifications have been one of the banes of trying to track these particular sets of documents. Aside from just the fact that it was held in secret to begin with, whenever they have had a public release, and I say they as including in the group from previous shitty agreements that they tried to pull through. So whenever these kinds of documents have been either leaked or forced into the public forum, there have been some silent responses that aren't. They're not publicized, mostly out of embarrassment or because they want to redirect the conversation away from particular portions of a document. So being able to scan it now as it stands before they have any chance to do anything else with it is key. So there's 90 days before Obama has the chance to sign it, and he has at least publicly stated thus far that he plans to sign it. Which means you have 90 days to contact any and everyone you can to raise hell about him signing it.
Yes, talk to your senators, talk to your representatives, talk to everybody. If you want to get the biggest party you can get involved, talk to any senior citizens you know, especially the people that pay a lot for medicine.
Or Tea
Point out
Partiers.
to them. No! Oh, no, you can talk to them too.
It took you a second.
But, point out to them that prices for things, doses are going to go up. It's going to be ridiculous.
The whole advent of corporate sovereignty is such bullshit. They're basically forcing privatized arbitration on any kind of legal issue regarding, say, medicine in this case, twixt countries and corporations, meaning that it is possible for a corporation to negotiate international agreement through arbitration on a given issue. That is such bullshit. So imagine being able to go after a company in another country because they're infringing your patent in your own country and jack the price up over there and receive penalties.
Yeah, think about branding. Like if you're an individual business.
It's asinine.
And if you want to put out a brand and it's starting to get successful and you don't have the right copyrights, some other corporation can swoop in, take the identity, take control of the IP that you worked hard on creating, and claim it's their own.
So absolutely be sure to go ahead and
don't forget how much they can
contact any also EFF is I already know EFF's on this Tech Dirt, a place I still frequent.
I don't think EFF is doing enough.
EFF needs so just keep complaining to them. They do what they can as an organization of the size and scope they are.
Not only that, but I can't remember what the term is for it, but people sitting on patents and everything, and then basically when someone tries to come and use
patent
it,
trolls.
Yeah, patent trolls.
And if you want to see a great success story with them, is just go and look up FARC.com and their way of dealing with patent trolls. It boils down to don't negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, but I mean, just imagine how much more of a pain in the ass that's going to be after TPP passes.
It's a great talk to watch. Just look up FARC patent troll on YouTube and you can find it.
Craig.
Yes.
I think the WLE guy wanted you to screen share him. I'm not sure.
But just keep in mind, if you think the TPP isn't going to affect you, you're wrong. It's going to affect everything. If you're a content creator, it's going to affect the things that you want to create. If you're a consumer, this is not for you. The only thing
there you go.
Go ahead.
The only thing that this really benefits is what? capital
The
investment
people,
firms?
no, the people who wrote the damn
Corporations?
thing.
Oh, those are the people that wrote it, aren't they?
Well,
See,
it's a select subset.
even
in.
the fucking trolls are telling you guys to go talk to your reps and do the research. Look at that.
This is the kind of thing that is all. There's certain sections that would also be used to do things like seriously lock down on the internet, and not that it couldn't be routed around in most cases, but the degree with which this would hamper the ability to communicate openly and freely is
Pretty
not
severe.
possible to understate. This is the way that they can go after ICANN. So the UN has been eyeing ICANN for years. They want the private governance of the domain name system to be offloaded to an international body, and it's tantamount to asking for an international body to govern the post in England because they came up with the postal system. It's just whichever person decided to make stamps there first as a company. It's ridiculous.
Yes,
So-
it's important to note that you speak to your federal representative, not the state.
No, both. Talk to both.
Talk to both? Okay.
Talk to both. Get the state reps talking about it too, because they get fucked over just as well. They can bitch slightly better from a slightly more privileged position, if you will, when it comes to getting the ear of a federal rep.
That's true. And
also, if you have the technical ability, this is the kind of thing where we should organize in some fashion a blackout day of some kind. I know that the idea has been floated around before. For instance, I went ahead and threw together a WordPress plugin for SOPA when that was going on. So if you have the ability to do so, go ahead and throw some time into it and see if you can get some people's attention, because this is 90 days is a relatively short amount of time, even in internet time here for that length. We also have to deal with bureaucratic time, and that moves like a freaking ice age.
Yep. And
Bye, Nora.
Bye, Nora. One final thing I wanted to touch on. We use archiving a lot in any kind of digging, whether you're Gamergate, whether you don't identify as Gamergate, but you look into things. And really, Dry Bones is in need of help to keep Sapphire open source development going. That's all the things we use, like getgood.io, Mixtape, TweetSave, everything that we use in order to help archiving and everything like that is provided by Sapphire. And they definitely need the support.
Well, I mean, should this ever come to his attention, if there's need for like I'm on shared hosting, so it's shit. But if there's need for some kind of redundancy in that system, I can probably provide a little bit of help there.
I'll send it out to him. I mean, this is the link, GoFundMe.com/Sapphire Group. It's for everybody to get invested in, because this is an essential part of what we do.
I'll go ahead and put the link in the sidebar here, and I'll go ahead and put it in the chat. Okay. Have fun with that. Do as you will, and make sure you look into things before you spend your money on them. That's just my sage advice, especially given the previous events. That said, I agree. I would go ahead and donate. In fact, I'll probably give 5 or 10. Make that 10. In any event, so anything else? Worse. God damn it, listen. God damn it, you faggot.
I have to say that was pretty good.
You're terrible.
You're terrible.
He is.
Fucking
He
jackass.
is.
But still, you know, I don't think anybody's as bad as a KIA mod right now.
So,
That's
KIA
true.
mod, expound on that if you would. I know you briefly decided to throw them under the bus earlier, but I'm wondering who was driving the bus. Is it, reality, or is it you?
It's well, two things. It's reality, and it may be a little bit of me.
Okay.
But what am I gonna say? I don't use Reddit. I've specifically not used it because I've seen how they control the conversations in there.
Varric, I can neither confirm nor deny. That's what you say.
No.
Fair enough.
That's what little blue monkeys say.
But it's one of those things to where instead of providing proof to the people that want to get involved with stuff, they just say, "Oh, well, we verified it," and they do a bare minimum. And then with the whole Allison Prime thing,
They verified it.
Yeah, they verified it. And then they come out the next day with a post that says, well, we sat on the information for 15 hours and gave Allison Prime time to come forward.
Down the hatches.
Well, yeah,
Give them a
it's
chance
kind
to
of like
fucking down.
it's kind of like that Madness dude said. Get off your lazy asses and do the research yourself.
So, yeah, independent verification is key on some of these things. And
It really is.
It helps to propagate good information over bad.
And you lose context if you just take it from somebody else.
Okay.
And, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong here, this isn't the first time that they've fucked up. What about...
Oh, no, they've fucked up several times over.
Steve
Worse
Tom
than this,
Sawyer?
too. Worse.
Anybody remember that?
Yeah.
Fiasco?
Yes.
Yep.
Anybody remember Lawfag?
Yeah, see, that's what I was talking about, like, bad fuck-ups. They have a history of fucking up.
So...
Well,
and then you add this to it, and all kinds of stuff.
So here's the question is, why hasn't anybody, say, made another Reddit sub that would be useful?
Because it gets shut down by Reddit. Like,
Okay.
if it doesn't toe the line to the way they want the conversations to roll, it gets taken down. It gets banned.
Mm-hmm.
They ban it. They see ya. So that's why if you want a true alternative to Reddit, go to Vote. If you're comfortable with that style. If you're not comfortable with Vote, the chans aren't a bad thing. HQ is a little bit more heavily moderated than Revolt. It's not necessarily a bad place to go. Just keep in mind that sometimes whatever topic you want to bring to discussion will probably get deleted or binned if it doesn't necessarily toe what they want to focus on.
Hold on a moment.
Sure.
Sorry, that needed to be said. Okay. Yeah, it's so. I guess not to show ourselves out there too badly, given how pitiful a place it is, especially with your notepadless grievances earlier. But if anyone wants, because right now I'm just the only board admin, and I went ahead and set up a really shitty Chan board on grapechan.org.
Osen brings up a pretty solid point.
Answer.
GG Revolt pretty much does not delete anything. And this is good and bad. It's bad because you're going to get people bogged down in eSlub drama from time to time. But it's also good because people fact check each other. The moderation is pretty much done by the community itself and not by some ham-fisted know-it-all that wants to decide the right way to drive things.
Mm-hmm. So, Nick, welcome.
What's up?
Welcome.
What's up, man?
Yeah, welcome, Nick.
So, with this whole Allison Prime thing, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Top tier, right?
All right, man. All right, I'm gonna post something in the chat for you guys.
7 years coming.
Well, while you're doing that, Nick, I have to ask: did you smoke a cigarette today?
I smoked an entire pack, so.
All right, we're good.
Great. Did you see my tweet from earlier today?
Were they lucky
I
strike?
haven't been on Twitter until just before we get on here.
Well,
let's see.
I'll hold on. I'll bring it up so you can put it up.
Okay, blah blah. Snipe test. 12 hours ago. Jeez. No, that's all she wrote.
Okay, here we go. All right. Everybody needs to learn rules 28, 30, 30.
Nick, you're cutting out.
Nick, you're like
.0.
Auto-tuning.
you're robot now pretty badly.
I'm sorry, I'm on low broadband.
Not an excuse, bitch.
Oh, I saw that, Varric. That was good.
Alright, here we go.
My favorite.
Alright, so, alright, fellas, you need to learn rules 28, 30, 33, 98, 100, 127.0.0.0.1, and 200. You're welcome from my excellent internet legal scholarship.
By the way, you didn't mean to say that. You. .1, rather.
I'll link you the tweet. Edit cut. Nobody seems to abide by the rules of the internet anymore. Like, holy shit, why did no one see this shit coming?
Because they're idiots. And by idiots, I mean
It's one of those things that was too good to be true.
Yeah, really,
they're
I didn't
normal
want to say
human
anything.
beings on the internet.
I didn't want to say anything, but I have noticed that this account kept posting the same pictures.
You know, if you'd said something, it would have instantly turned into A, a shitstorm, and B, less funny shit happening.
Because
you have to wait for that train wreck to actually collide. You can't try to stop one of them on the way in.
Well, Shuan had pointed it out after all the information rolled out.
Like, I first picked it up when I saw a picture a couple times of
the same one
this
over
woman.
and over again?
Yeah, of this woman, but it was like with a dude, and she was like using his hand to like squeeze her titty.
Right.
I'm like, a lesbian would not let that shit fly. Like, straight up, something is afoot here. All right, somebody's fucking around.
Oh no, come on now. You see, she was bi sometimes because she had that hysterectomy.
Oh yeah, that's.
But yeah, at age 9.
Sexual right there.
It just, how long was she the sock puppet?
Forever.
7 years.
I'm hearing about the collusion with fucking Sarah Butts. So.
Oh my god, that's so funny.
I'd actually like to hear the story behind that because I only heard part of that.
Okay,
so what's that story?
Go ahead.
Well, you do want to check out Ralph's stream, but I haven't heard everything yet.
Wait, she was in cahoots with SRH Butts? Please tell me that's
From what I heard from Ralph's stream, basically Steve, the guy behind Allison Prime, was crazy GG Revolt and so confided in Sarah Butts.
Yep. He told her the whole story verbatim.
God damn it.
He pretty much didn't want Gamergate to come after him.
Oh yeah.
He thought apparently his thought process at that moment was, well, Sarah Butts has been, a big target of Gamergaters, and she has a whole bunch of crazy rad femmes who will protect her and have been protected. Maybe they'll protect me.
So basically, Allison Prime was trying to pull a Snowden and tried to seek asylum with Russia.
Yes, pretty much. Yes.
Sort of.
The dude
That's an
thought,
apt analogy, yes.
the dude thought that a whole bunch of rad, crazy SJW femmes would protect him, and
Well, you know how they like to circle the wagons. They're not exactly introspective.
They circle the wagons around fucking bonfires. Like,
no, they circle
some
the wagons into
burn
bonfire. They
ridiculous.
commit suicide by jumping into the fire.
No, that's when they drink the Kool-Aid.
This is true.
Yeah, they're fucking pussies.
Damn.
Alright, they would not have balls of steel to jump in a fire and die by
No,
immolation.
they'd be stupid enough to ring the carts around so close they caught fire, though.
Yes,
Yep.
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I was
Like,
saying earlier.
they just roll right through the fires.
God
Wood
damn
doesn't
it.
burn, does it? That's why we stack it up to light it on fire.
This is
No,
the
you're
part
thinking of
that
metal,
is going to
man.
get twisted because
Wait,
Nyberg is going to make it.
wait, would they even, hold on. One, would they even be near a fire? Because none of them have the outdoor survival skills to start one.
You forget
And
the
two,
babies.
isn't it patriarchal oppression? Because the story of Prometheus and shit. Like, I honestly
Yes, it
think
is.
they would die in the Arctic.
Oh, you heard it
first.
here first, folks. Fire is patriarchal oppression.
No, wait. I know how they'd say it is. All right, so God gave man fire. He gave the first caveman fire by striking a tree with lightning. Therefore, it's patriarchy.
That's
Oh,
God.
God.
I mean, it sounds kind of
Well-
legit, to be honest.
Remember, though, it's Prometheus gave man fire, not a man, right?
Yep.
Right.
Right. That distinction is very subtle and
No,
totally
but
lost.
I'm saying how they
No,
how.
Prometheus
No, I
was
understood
a-
that. That's why I made the distinction. Just to point it out for anyone watching this who doesn't catch the obvious.
You
God
cerebral fuck.
No, hold on. Rusty Cole. He was not scared of Gigi Revolt because Gigi Revolt would not be able to do nothing. He was scared of GG as a whole collectively. Yes, I'm looking at you, Sargon, because you ruined the word collective. You do. Bastard.
Yeah,
All right.
Steve Prime. But, one of the things that I saw as I was checking out Nyberg's feed, and they are trying to make it about we outed a trans person. We didn't fucking
That's so
out.
great,
Nobody outed a trans person.
No, they
It was
did.
the catfish.
They outed the as Sarah Butts.
Because it was still a dude who liked to jerk off.
It's more like,
My
you know what?
God.
The only thing we outed was a fucking plagiarist.
Well, imagine if Allison
Aye.
Prime's real name was Sarah Stephen Polk Butts.
Pork butt.
Etc.
Sarah Pork Butts!
Pork. No,
I-
pork sounds a lot like pork, so, it's not inaccurate.
This whole
I
story.
mean, we saw that face before. It could be and Stephen Polk said that he's a black 30-some-odd-year-old. Well, what if he's transracial?
No, that's what I was gonna go into. Let's look at it this way, guys. All right, there's something weird, at least in my opinion, about having a persona that is a white, big-tittied girl.
Yeah, that's like
Lesbian.
When you're a black dude, all right, there's something weird about that. I don't know, something's not clicking. That's not a persona you would typically. take.
Max, that's projection. All black dudes love big-titted white girls.
Nah, it goes beyond that though. It's just like I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe he has some sexual identity issues he's not putting.
He wants to be a big-titted white woman.
Yeah, yes, you're right. He does want to be a big-titted white woman. You're right.
I always say it.
Yeah, I don't buy that.
I was going to say, thanks for the opinion, Nyberg.
Ha!
Fuck you, Craig. Like I have the unfortunate name association. That is just dirty. That's low.
But you had it coming!
No, I didn't.
Oh no,
No,
I didn't
yeah,
call
he
him.
did.
I didn't say he was Nicholas Nyberg.
Thank you.
See, I try to make it a point not to say Nick Nyberg because that's Nick. Nicholas is the cunt over there.
Wait, did you say Nig Nyberg?
No,
Might
I
as
did
well
not.
be.
Oh
Really, at this
god.
point, I'm sort of getting tired of calling him pedo dog fucker. So, Nicholas Nickberg,
Listen, Nick, you're always gonna be known as Cigarette Nick, if that makes you feel better.
no one ever has called me that shit.
Well,
I
now
mean,
they are.
I wouldn't mind calling you
Cigarette
Lucky
Nick.
because that'd be hilarious.
Lucky.
I am lucky. I am incredibly lucky. I can't even tell you.
You're right. You're so lucky you have lucky strengths.
Guys,
all around
guys, sock puppets.
Thanks for killing
Sock
the joke there,
puppets.
buddy.
What?
Sock puppets.
What about sock puppet?
Oh God, what?
You heard your name, did you?
You fucking mute me. No, okay.
No, you're not muted. Unfortunately.
Look, we have a very special guest.
Ooh, this is hilarious.
Hey, Berg, what do you have to say for yourself?
Aw. He's not going to call.
now?
Damn.
Oh, fucking hell! I just realized something the other day.
What?
Nicholas Nyberg looks exactly like Idle Dilettante, that Margaret Platt.
Dilettante, dude. Dilettante.
Whatever,
Idle
man.
Dilettante,
We
yeah.
can't come up shit.
So, Craig, can you put me up on screen
Sure,
right now?
yes I can.
But yeah, they
How
look
appropriate is that shirt?
uncanny.
Now, I do encourage you, maybe stop by to Ashley Riot Art's Twitter. Say, we like your stuff, too bad somebody else used it. You know, she had under 1,000 followers while a Catfish account had over 6,000! So maybe we need to
Well,
rectify
this
that.
isn't about
Trans
ethics.
misogyny.
This is not about ethics and follower count, okay?
I got
Okay.
it.
Damn.
What's her Twitter account?
At Queen Riot Art. Or at Ashley Riot Art, excuse me.
Yeah.
That's a damn fine Vampirella there.
Ashley.
But seems to be a pretty cool person, artist, cosplayer. Definitely worth your time, unlike a Catfish account.
Damn it, Craig.
What? I didn't do nothing.
I didn't do nothing.
Craig. A.K.A. Who is Craig?
Who is Craig really?
See, it's funny because Max is very much like Rumpelstiltskin. If you say his real name 3 times,
Oh.
then he goes away.
Let's test it. You already said
No.
it once.
I don't know. I'm not gonna do it.
No,
Max
come
Max
on.
Sand,
You
Sand,
know it.
Max Sand, Max Sand.
No, that's not his name.
Oh.
Oh
Ah,
my
shit!
god! What? It's crazy! What? What does it mean? Oh no!
Double rainbow! What does it mean?
I think, yeah, you knew that was coming.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wait, what happened?
Nothing.
Dude, you know I can't see because I'm on low broadband. Come on, man.
Let's just say the other account left.
Hans Grubbin?
Hands grubbing.
Hands Grubbin?
Yeah.
Hands
What about
grubbing.
it? Why did it leave?
Because.
Someone said Biggie Smalls too many times.
Alright.
Oh my god!
Nobody wants to be.
Oh my god!
No one wants to be in a drive-by shooting, so fair enough.
I
Hey,
love it.
Tupac! What's up?
Hey, for the people out there who are
What's
watching,
Tupac when you see Tupac?
he made the Biggie Smalls reference because of the Notorious in my name, which I ripped off. Biggie Smalls.
What's Tupac when you see Tupac? Oh, Christ.
Hmm. That was good. All right, Fucking what are we talking about?
I don't know
I
anymore.
think we're just shit posting right now. But
this has become like the ass end of the stream.
yeah.
All right.
Um,
Well,
we're just
Dude,
we're about 45 minutes in, so I think
This
we
is
covered.
ass end?
Well, we could go, full bore here, but we were going to.
We tried to get you in sooner.
This is kind of the prelude to the fight between QQ and Sarge, if you will. This was the real talk portion.
oh yeah, let's use our last 15 minutes to talk about that. What do you guys think's gonna happen when QQ and Sarge throw down?
I don't know.
I think the heavyweight champion Sarge is going to come in, kick his ass like he did to John Kelly, and take home the title.
Oh snap! Now you need to go
Uh-oh.
fucking play John Cena music, because John Cena never loses a match.
No,
You can't see me!
we need the Rocky music as soon as Sarge gets in. So we're like, oh, here he comes.
Nah, how about Eye of the Tiger? Just play Eye of the Tiger.
The theme from First Blood, I think, will do well.
Yes. Oh, even better. Yep.
This is my home.
Black tits matter. That's beautiful. In the comments, black tits matter. I want you to go post that hashtag in the Black Lives Matter hashtag.
Yeah, it'll make them feel good about themselves.
I know.
All right, let's see. I'm gonna see if I can rouse the Sarge and get him to come in here so we can shit talk for the last little bit.
Wait, are they actually having a real spat, or is this all?
Yeah, they're gonna have their bitch fest on stream, and it'll be funny and so on for a little bit.
Wait, they're actually having a pissy fit.
A tiff, if you will. Yes.
Put it this way: it's gonna be a staged debate, and it's gonna
It's gonna be as much of a debate as the one with John Kelly.
Yeah, it's gonna be 5 minutes of a debate and then turn into a shit flaying contest.
They're actually mad at each other. I don't understand.
No, they're not mad at each other, but they're going to make it look.
So just to put it succinctly, QQ is the kind of pedantic person, and I'm using that in the most endearing way possible.
John Kelly,
who would plan a troll operation on himself.
Yeah.
Let alone would be the kind of person who wouldn't let one die just so he could persist a little bit longer on the last leg of whatever ethics he's trying to stand on.
Plus, it helps QQ keep his.
Just referencing that global troll he tried to pull with the Islev hangout or whatever.
They kind of crashed spectacularly.
Yeah.
Well, hey,
and,
I look at it like
kudos
this.
to him for trying it, but really, you just gotta. If someone calls you like that in such a direct manner with the correct evidence, just drop it.
Yeah.
It's very obvious.
I have to give QQ credit though. He pissed Verlo off.
That he did, and that was funny.
For 50 minutes.
Is that why he left the group?
I don't know.
No.
Oh my God! What caused him to get so salty? Seriously, I gotta hear this.
Verlo left the group because of he was getting pissed at other things. I'm saying he got pissed when the freaking Gamergate Pro shit was like new and it was just coming out, and him and QQ were in a stream together on Sarge's stream, and for 50 minutes he's grilling QQ with John Kelly trying to get him to give it up.
Yeah.
And he wouldn't give it up.
That was so beyond the pale of bad. Like everything up until then was okay, and then it's just like, dude, you can let it go now. It was funny.
QQ was purposely using the most like plain, vague wording possible to piss.
Well, I mean, I can neither confirm nor deny that. I may or may not have been inside the chat when that hangout was on.
Hold on. I thought Verlo left after like I shit on him, then
like
John
just today.
shit on him, and then
no, he left today because he was getting sick of other things, like just.
Well, I haven't followed up on that because I was curious, but realistically, it's his choice. We don't make people leave. We don't make people join. So whatever. I guess he had enough of the shit posting.
He was a bit
Well,
of
I
a
mean-
whiny bitch.
Well, you know, if he didn't like the shit posting, he should have voted for the rules, motherfucker.
No.
Follow the fucking rules.
Look at
I'm joking, goddammit!
Dude,
Because he was like the most
Archon.
outspoken. No, the reason why I say it's because he was the most outspoken person against
Somebody
rules.
get the crew. Somebody get the crew on the phone. Damn it, you gotta
you just
take your
triggered.
Archon.
You just triggered half of this room.
I know.
Very.
Call the
very
crew.
quickly. That
We're
was
gonna have a witch hunt. We're gonna have a bitch hunt.
that was very, very funny.
Kill that bitch.
Hey guys, let's have some.
Shut your ass. Don't you ever talk about rules. I will-
Alright, I'm gonna make a statement, Archon. You should probably never ever say the word that begins with an R ever again.
What, retard?
No.
Okay. Like rapture.
Yeah,
Rest-
definitely, man.
Rectal rage.
You got it. You got it.
Ramifications.
Yeah,
Ram.
man. Nah, what we need to do is discuss the ramifications of TPP against the world.
Oh god, that takes more time than any of us are willing to stay awake for.
I know. I'm
Oh,
fucking
God.
with you.
Wait, did he leave? Like, he's not unmuted, though.
Alright, well,
Still muted.
Sergeant QQ, we're about to start, so I'm probably drop. We should probably end this. It's getting stale now.
I was trying to get Sarge alive, but I guess that means instead of us kind of shit talking until he's ready, we're gonna have a small delay between streams. So what I'll do is go ahead and call his ass until he finally picks the fuck up, and
Alright.
just to be subtle there, and then he'll go ahead and get his ass in gear. So with that,
And remember, kids, have fun.
And smoke
yes.
Lucky Strikes. Lucky Strikes are the cigarette of God, and they're always fun.
so
Shut
with
up,
that,
Meg.
thank you
Fuck you.
everybody for coming.
I'll cut your
Nice.
balls off, too.
It was
I'll
definitely
feel
nice
my
to have you
balls.
here.
Yes, thanks for stopping by. Have a good night.
No, everybody.
Bye.
You're all faggots.